Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, interesting interview that just recently dropped here with Fight Hype with Jamel Herring. Now, I found the comments from Jamel Herring in this interview to be both surprising and intriguing. Because my initial thought was, why on earth would Terence Crawford do that? People are going to assume that he is ducking smoke from Sebastian Fundora. But then I thought about it and I said, ooh, Crawford might just be playing chess and not checkers. And it could make sense. So let's talk about it. According to Jamel Herring, I'm going to play the clip here soon. Terence Crawford is in negotiations to fight Tim Tszyu in the event that Tim Tszyu wins the IBF title. Again, first thoughts ran to, well, why are you interested in fighting Tim Tszyu? Why aren't you fighting Sebastian Fundora? You had the opportunity to force that fight. What on earth are you doing? But I thought about it, I said, Bud, are you playing chess and not checkers? Maybe I'm not giving you the credit you deserve. So let me play this clip here real quick of what Jamel Herring had to say so you can understand what I'm reacting to here. So check it out.
You spoke earlier about being familiar with a certain individual, but even if it is a second time around. But I feel like the way it's being mapped out is definitely mapping out for a Bud Crawford to make a third undisputed run. Because again, I think they said the WBO might, like you just pointed, they might strip one and give the belt or make from interim to the full champ or whatever with Bud. And I think Bud is in talks with Tim Tszyu if he gets the IBF strap.
So Bud's in talk with Tim Tszyu to get the IBF strap. So check it out. If you're Terence Crawford and you want to be the undisputed champion at 154, you want to do exactly what you've done in the past. You want to do it in as little fights as you can. And how is it best to do that, right? You've won the WBO title. You've talked to Sebastian Fundora and you decided that you didn't want to go down that route. Well, what if you have a benefactor that is in bed with the WBO and you tell him to tell them that you're going to make this fight, but it can't be against Errol Spence. Errol Spence can't get the opportunity to win the title. No, I don't want him to get the opportunity to win the title. But I'm going to forgo the fight. But I do want the opportunity to come back to the fight when I choose. So the title is stripped. And now you are the WBO and WBA champion. Then you go over and you fight Tim Tszyu. So you only have to fight one more fight. And now you are the IBF, WBO, and WBA champion at 154. In the event that your former rival is successful in beating Sebastian Fundora, you set up another opportunity to become undisputed against Errol Spence. Because Spence would have the WBC and you have all the other belts. Not only are you minimizing the number of fights that you have to take on, at least hard fights, because you would be avoiding at least one of the other opponents that has been at 154 for quite some time. But you get to come back against someone that you've already beat at 154 for another undisputed run. making that, and if Errol looks good in doing it, you've just created another mega fight for yourself at 154 where you control all the chips, which means you'll be the one that's making all the money, and you've minimized your risk because you know Errol's game. That could work. He just needs Errol to hold up his part, and then he needs to hold up his part against Tim Tszyu, if that is the case. If that is what Terence Crawford is doing, it is absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love it. Because it kills a lot of birds with one stone. Another big fight in case you don't get the Canelo fight. You get to still take some time off, kind of pull back to wait and kind of see how things play out. Hey, if Canelo works out, I can go this route. If it doesn't, I can go get Tim. If I get Tim and Errol gets Sebastian, which we believe he can because we've already heard Bomac say he believes that Errol beats Fundora, you got another mega match. Now, I've heard that Lubin was the next person in line for Tim Tszyu. I don't know how true that is. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But that's what I have been hearing. I heard it. I probably heard it like over a month ago that Lubin was getting that opportunity. So maybe it's not as strategic as, it could possibly be just based off what I'm thinking. But man, I would love if that is set up in that manner. That would be such an awesome way for these two individuals to get back into the ring with each other. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Errol Spence fan base get the opportunity for redemption, which it's gonna be a uphill climb, brother. The way that first fight looked, but intriguing, specifically if Errol looks good, because you're gonna start that story up immediately. Errol was this, Errol was that, so forth and so on. Whether you believe it or not, it's gonna sell, and it's gonna get that fever pitch going again, where people are gonna start to discussing this fight, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So I hope that is what Terence Crawford is doing. It would make a lot of sense. It would be very strategic on his part. And personally, I would commend him a lot if he were setting up something like this where he's creating multiple paths for himself. Canelo and Undisputed at 154. That would be an amazing job. So kudos to you if that's what you're doing, brother. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media, and I am out.